Pure pleasure is based on something my partner said in Los Angeles. She said, "I am pure pleasure." And that seemed to me to sum up Los Angeles, which is such a fun, sexy, sunny city, and also summed up my feelings about her and about the season. It was the start of summer. Pure pleasure is based on a trip to a museum. I went to LA to the LACMA Museum, and there was a painting called Man and Woman, and in it Picasso held a dagger towards the woman's vagina, and while I was looking at it, the security guard came from behind and said, "Picasso was such a pig." And that got me thinking, if I too were to paint my lover, would I be as big a pig as Picasso? Pure pleasure is about the female gaze, and asks the question, does a female gaze have a different sensibility to a male gaze? Is it less violent than a male gaze? In some of the paintings, she is pointing at the moon, and in a way she's directing our gaze. She's telling us what to do and where to look. And in one of the videos, Give Me What I Want, she is telling us, "I'll only give you what you want if you give me what I want." So in that film, her desire is as important as our desire. Pure pleasure was the end of a cycle of grief for me. After my father was diagnosed with cancer, the first series I made was a very angry series. The second one, I started to question what is life about, and I made the series The Good Life. And the third series is Pure Pleasure. That was me answering those questions. What is life about? My father had just died of cancer, and seeing him lose the ability to go outside and tidy his garden or to drink a cup of tea gave me a new perspective on how important the simple pleasures in life are. So a lot of the motifs in Pure Pleasure are simple pleasures, eating a piece of watermelon or looking at the moon. It may be that the still paintings are always vulnerable to the male gaze because they are still, but in the videos, she jumps out of the canvas, confronting the viewer with the full force of her desire and her passions. I first started performing my paintings in 2015. It was a time when I started to question everything. I started to question my sexuality. I started to question, where should I live? What city? What country? And it was the most natural thing in the world at that time for me to question painting. I moved to Paris in 2015 to live with my partner, and I discovered the fashion world, and I discovered electronic music. And these things came into the work, in the performance, creating my own costumes, working with the DJ and musician, Jackson and his computer band, and later going on to create my own music using a computer. All the costumes and backdrops are handmade, hand-painted. Some of the costumes are hand-sewn, they're hand-stitched. The last two series of work I made, I created the music myself using my computer. That allows me to recreate the feeling of the painting in the music, so that when I dance to the music in the performances, the feeling is really captured and intensified. When I came to Japan, I was excited to see no theatre, because like my performances, the actors wear a mask where they have very limited vision. And I had heard the actors say that helped them to really get into the emotion and the story that they were portraying. And I feel that is the case with my own work, because I can't see, or I can only see my feet. There is an increased intensity and the feeling that I'm trying to convey, which in this case is pure pleasure, is intensified by not being able to see. As you close down one sense, other senses come alive.